Okay, so now what we're doing is we are temporarily putting that. Put it on. We're temporarily putting the fuel hose cover back on. This is just temporary. We're going to pull it back up again, but we want to prevent anybody from stepping on it or anything like that. And we're going to have to reseal around it. So basically we're just going to pre-drill some holes and then throw some, but you got to push it all the way against the wall. There you go. And then we'll pre-drill some holes. And then he's going to take some, they're right here. Right here. Some self-tapping screws. We tried doing the just without pre-drilling the self-tapping screws, but it turned into a pain. So we found that if we pre-drilled a small hole, the screws would tap it to the size they wanted. So, and then you just kind of have to fight with it. We used panhead screws so that they would have a lower profile, which in itself caused some issues because it likes to roll over like that. But yeah, they get hot. Having a hard time?
Yeah, when I did that other one, it went right in.
Well, it's because we're filming now, so it's not going to work easy.
Yeah.
Those screws are screwing with you. Yeah, I'm funny. I'm a lot funnier in my own head.
That's why I don't do this for a living.
Easy. Nope. Nope, no hospital visits. We don't need that. You can keep doing it if you want. It looks like we're getting frustrated. We're going to tag team this. Now, because he's already pre-drilled them and got them all set for me, they're going to go right in when I try, not just to frustrate him. Or maybe not. Yeah, use a new one. These are deformed. Well, not deformed, they're damaged. After getting it pre-started. Use a new one. Use a new one.
And then you wanted here or here?
The other spot.
Huh?
The other spot. There. Right there. Bingo. And then he's going to do one on the other side. So we got that one done. This is only in there temporarily. We're going to take it back out when we redo the floors for the final subflooring. And then we put the cover on the what is that? The auxiliary fuel pump. It's the other pump that pumps the fuel from the tank all the way up to the engine, and then the one from the engine pumps it into the engine. That one we actually put a little bit of rubber underneath it, which you'll see some of that footage you may have already seen. And we use contact cement to adhere to it, because that one's always going to be something that's temporarily coming up and down if we ever needed to get in there to access it. That one we will use caulking, just sealant caulking, some silicone-based caulking, whereas this one over here, it's probably going to end up putting down adhesive sealant, because I want it to seal much better than what it is right now. That's just temporary, because that one hopefully won't go up. We won't need to pull that one up ever, hopefully. But other than that, peace out to the next clip. This is a vise we purchased from Harbor Freight. I love that store. So definitely do it. Also, download the app, the Harbor Freight app, so you can get your coupons on it and use that as you're going through the store. But buy this anvil, Harbor Freight.
We put these down. Do you want to put any of that matting underneath it?
Not today. Because I gotta take that adhesive, that matting to it. I gotta get I don't have brushes. Today was kind of not planned out very well.
Well, we'll get work done.
Just wanted to get out here and get something done. The other job's taking up a whole bunch, so much time right now. Man, I love the other job. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But this is what I really want to do. Get on with this. Keep your eyes open. See if you can see it. Here it comes. Almost there. Almost there. Yeah, here it comes. Almost. Counting it down. Watch me pick up the hammer. Where's the hammer? Oh, look, the hammer. Now watch me smash my thumb. Yes. And pretend it doesn't hurt. Yeah. Ow. That's me pretending my thumb doesn't hurt. Yes, and as we continue tools and their abuses, watch what I use to hold the screw now when I hammer it. Well, where is it? There it is. Yeah. That's wire cutters. That's really good for them. Yes, and in another example of what not to do, you see how I'm cutting this? This is very unsafe. Do not follow my example. But I needed to cut the corners so we could smash it down nice and flat. Again, do as I say, not as I do. Well, this is what we have. We took a bunch of the covers for the old heaters and we're cutting them into small patches. These are temporary patches just to cover up the little holes until we purchase the stuff we're going to use. This is Grandpa Nerd and me getting very frustrated. As I look back on it now, I think if we had just used a slightly larger drill bit, this would have been a whole lot easier. Yeah, and I'm using, that's actually diagonal cutters, wire cutters, because what you don't see is me holding it with my finger originally and trying to smash my thumb through the floor. So, but as I think about it, we actually only had one drill bit, so that's the drill bit we had to use. Yeah. So, here we go, hammering my thumb. So, in summary for the day, This is the first time we used the Chicago electric 14-inch industrial cutoff saw. Got this at Harbor Freight. I want to say 30 bucks or something. For $30, just go ahead and spend the $30. It's worth it. But it does not come with a blade. So blades are like $10. Got that blade at Ace. Happens to be the only hardware store nearby. But what we did is we used a lot of the materials that we pulled out of the bus. Actually, everything we used today was that. Things that covered the old heaters, things like that. We repurposed them. We used our anvil of sorts, our little thing, and we squished down the sides, hammered them down as flat as we could, and we built a lot of these. Now these are basically just pieces of metal that are scrap metal. Hammered them relatively flat, as flat as I need them to be. And variation size, these are covering holes that are in the floor. And the reason we're doing holes covering these ones is because the fuel tank's back here, and I do not want to weld on top of 100 gallons of diesel. Just doesn't seem like a smart idea to me. We didn't make this. This is what goes there. Underneath that is the hose that feeds the when you're refueling, pushes the fuel in, and it pushes the fuel in. The hose goes under there and to this cover right here. Now this is a cover that we're going to have to make it so we can get it on and off because the assisting fuel pump is in there. Now, all of these patches that we just did, these are all temporary just because they were kind of creating little hazards walking around. We're going to order some stuff, and when we do that, we'll show you what we ordered to seal them up perfectly, so we don't have to deal with those ever again. And we may, once we have them sealed down, we may put a little tacks on this side. I just don't want to do a lot of welding near the tank. So, that was pretty much the big thing we did today. And the man of the hour is... Oh, look at there, it's Charlie Nerd. Hey, Grandpa Nerd. That's Super Stud. And say, peace out, Nomies.
Peace out, homies.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Nerd Herd Nomads. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Nerd Herd Nomads. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe, and we'll see you next time.